Hello Corona developers. You may wonder, how much code do you need to add input to your Corona game? Well, let's take a look. So if you switch to Outlaw, you take a look at the virtual controller example. Start with the main Lua script. And really the only thing here that you should be interested in is the key events and access events that you subscribe to. Now you need to provide a method callback for these. You can decide to organize the code into inputs like I've done here, or you can just inline the functions. So you could include this inputs require inputs. You don't need anything else besides these two events. In the input code, you don't need to include any of this. You need to define the inputs so that to make these functions accessible to your main Lua script. You need to define the onAccess event and onKey events. You don't need to worry about the global controllers, that's just example specific. Same with this. You would need to access the joystick index to figure out which controller is being pressed. You can ignore accessing the controller, that's purely the example. Same with the scalar, same with rotating the access values, you can ignore that. You do want the normalized value for the access that comes with the event. You would want to check the access number. You want to see if it correlates to the left, right stick, or the left and right triggers. And then we just go on to the key events. You'd also want to specify on key event callback. You can do some error checking on to see if the device is null or nil. Again, check for the device index to see where it's coming from. You don't need access to the controller, or you don't need to set any labels. Just check the key name and the phase name to see if the key events are up or down, and you can add a menu check to see if the system button was pressed, so you can show your pause menu. You can use all the D-pad and other button events, ignoring the bodies of these if statements to do whatever game logic you need, and that's pretty much it. Everything you need to add input to your game. One last thing is you probably want to check the display name of the device to figure out which device the input's coming from so you know how to handle your mappings. But again, that's all you need to add input to your Corona game. Thanks for watching.